We're here today with the senior planner, Brittany Griffin, in the Rome Floyd Planning Office. Brittany, you have just received some big news as it relates to creating what may be another historic section of Rome.
Yes, so we were informed yesterday by the National Park Service that we have received the Underrepresented Community Grant to look at the potential of an African American and Civil Rights Survey in North Rome to create a National Registered District of North Rome. So it's not going to be a local district with historic guidelines. Instead, it's going to be a national district, so they'll be eligible for grant funding, tax incentives, and they also get recognition by the federal government of their historic background. So it is deemed not only locally important, but there is some national importance to it also.
And you've been working on this in the planning office for months, is that right?
Yes, we found out about the grant during a mass email during the spring last year. We started working on it in June, submitted it in late October, and we weren't actually supposed to find out until February, but it was a very great second day of Hanukkah present that we found out early. So that's what we were notified of yesterday, and we're very excited.
Now tell us about the general area that may be encompassed by this designation.
Yes, so there are two sections we're looking at. It will be up to the Georgia Historic Preservation Division whether or not it's one big district or two smaller districts. We're looking at the Blossom Hill area, which if you're going up North Broad, it's going to be to the left-hand side. And then we're looking to the right-hand area that encompasses Gibbons Street, East Calhoun, the area where Main High School is that was impacted by urban renewal. So we've got the Blossom Hill side, and then we've got the side that we've designated Calhoun-Kingston.
And how long will this process take, do you think, before any formal designation might occur?
We could get lucky, and it could take as little as a year and a half, which is what I'm hoping for. But there is federal government and state government red tape, so realistically, it could take up to at least 3 years. We will get the funding sometime in May. We'll go ahead and hire a consultant. There is a 45-day preliminary period where we have to submit an application to kind of get the process started. And then what we'll do is we'll spend about 6 months surveying every home in the area to see how much historic fabric we have. And then after that, we start the application process. The long portion of the application is the state gets 3 review periods that are about 45 days each. So if the application is fine the first time, we don't have to go through with those other 2 reviews. So it's kind of up in the air. Hopefully a year and a half, but could be up to 3.
And once this designation occurs, if it occurs, and we certainly hope it does, what would be the primary benefits of it? Would homes in that area be eligible for some tax incentives to be upgraded, or just tell us how that will work?
So I'm pretty positive that it will go through. We can't speak in absolutes, but the fact that the people who approve the National Registered Districting is the one who gave us the grant is fairly positive. But the homes that are within a national district can be eligible for property tax freezes for 8.5 years. So when you buy a property, it will stay at that tax rate for 8.5 years, and then at 9 years it'll tick up to 50% and then the full amount. There is also tax incentives of 45 and then a 45 total, with 25 being federal and 20 being state for rehab costs over $5,000. So 45% of your rehab costs is a lot of savings. And then there are grant options up there for the local government to apply for. We used about $24 million in federal grant funding and state grant funding to turn Broad Street into what it is. We've used grant funding on the Carnegie, we've used it on the Clock Tower, and it's kind of built what we know as Broad Street today. So the goal is to use that grant funding to turn North Broad into the beautiful area that it once was. So we're hoping it will spur some economic development with it.
Great news at the holidays. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.